Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about Simplicity 8790. This was inspired by some comments that I received about the pattern and a recommendation to watch SoCal Satisfaction's channel when she did a video on this. And she made View A. View A has a very strange hood, and I'm going to show you the pattern piece and I'm going to compare it to View C's hood. The View A hood is this pattern piece and has a long stretch of fabric between here and the neckline and a less acute angle on the front of it. And View C and D has this more normally shaped hood pattern. Now I looked at the pattern pieces to see if you could easily smash up and use this if you wanted the View A. View A, by the line drawings, has kind of a little set-on or dolman type sleeve, and it has a waistline where you have a drawstring. View B, C, and D, well, View B also has that same body, and C and D have raglan sleeves, and they have this different hood. I wouldn't recommend making that one. If you watch her video, it was very strange, and she ended up taking it off and just redesigning it entirely. Agatha is wearing my finished product. You can see that it has what looks like a normal hood on it, and it lays nicely. I'm going to give you a tip here, and this is, I talked before about the idea of sometimes it is just better to line something. My dog Sage keeps coming in here and whacking her tail on everything. I wish it'd stop. Sometimes when you have something, excuse me, I'm going to put her out of the room. Come on, baby. Sometimes when you are going to make something and you see a hood like this that isn't in the pattern, is not lined, and you start trying to stitch that down and you're finding that it doesn't look very nice, think about it and line it. So all I did is I cut a piece of this coordinating gray, and I did a lightweight knit. This is a very stretchy sweater knit that I made it out of. I just took a very lightweight stretchy knit and cut the exact same thing, sewed it all together, sewed all the way around the edge, turned it inside out, and you get a real nice front finished edge versus trying to do an edge stitch hem on this, and then you'd be potentially seeing your seam lines in much less attractive look. So my comments on the pattern is, oh, one more thing, she noted that in the sleeve that she made, View A, that sleeve was very snug on her arm. I made this for my younger daughter. She's very thin and has long, skinny arms. I added length to the sleeve. I haven't hemmed the sleeves. You can see that they're not hemmed yet. But they did fit my daughter very nicely, and I cut this in a small, which coordinated with her measurements. I would wear this in a medium, and I tried it on just out of curiosity, and I did find the sleeves a little snug, but it is down one size from what I would wear. Now, it has this pocket across the front that none of the line drawings really show very well, but I'm going to try to lift Agatha up here so that you can see. Whoops. Okay, so it has a little sleeve pocket that goes across the front. You have these little curved area here to make this pocket open, and then the sleeve, yay, goes all the way through. I think it's just really cute little pouch. Now, with this, you can possibly see that I got a little pulling on one side of Agatha's outfit, and that there is a good reason for that. And I'm going to set Agatha down, and I'm going to turn this inside out for you to see. And I beg Agatha's forgiveness because I'm going to take her clothes off here in public in front of everyone. I'll just scoot her over to the side. Okay, so my knit was very stretchy and I wanted to stabilize it. I'm very disorganized with this video. I meant to show you the product that I used. Let me see if I can find it. I tell you what I will do. I am going to just show it to you sewn on, and I will put the name of it in the description box. I had some of this knit seam binding, and I do have a scrap of it. This is what it looks like when it's not sewn on. It doesn't give. It doesn't have any stretch to it. And it's specifically a lightweight binding that you can put, you could put it along this seam on a knit, or any place that you want to stabilize and knit. It's very, very lightweight. So on the top of it, you can see that it goes straight across the way that it should. That's the one I did second. On the bottom one, I tried to stitch from the top, and my little binding did slip loose, and you can see that the seam is not straight and it's all over the place. So I would recommend stitching that from underneath if you choose to do that. And I do recommend, if you use a knit that's any stretchier than a sweatshirt knit, that you consider putting something in there to bind that with, because on this knit, which is reasonably stretchy, and I wish that I had thought of it sooner because I didn't put it on the pockets, and you can see I got a little bit of pulling on that pocket. And some people have commented on Pattern Review that that gives a bunch of fullness across the waist. I find it an acceptable trade-off because I think it's really cute the way that pocket is across there. But if you're going to make this, consider using something. You can take the selvage off of a woven fabric and just sew that into your seam line. You could probably use bias tape in that seam line, but something to keep it from stretching. Anyway, the pattern, extremely easy to make. With the raglan sleeves, that's a pretty easy way to sew a sleeve, and you get ease of fit with that. And I think it is completely cute, and I'm going to insert a couple of pictures at the end of my daughter wearing it. I'm not a great photographer, but you can get the general impression. So, fabric came from my mom's stash. When I was last there, I shopped her stash. It's probably was from the 1980s. It's a sweater knit. And for this, I think of velour, anything, you probably want at least 25% stretch on it so that you get the amount of ease that you want for it to have that comfortable casual fit that the pattern envelope suggests. So, $87.90 from Simplicity. I do recommend the view C and D, and if you are advanced enough with your sewing to figure out how to adjust the neckline on the other view, it's not going to be straightforward, because you can't just lay the pieces from C or D on there, because they are the raglan sleeve, not the fitted sleeve. But I think that you would need to just expand that neckline a little bit, and since you're working with the knit, you can probably force it into fitting. So I give the pattern, I would give it an A for ease of making and for fit, but I would say only do the hood on C or D. The other one, and you can even see it in this picture, it kind of curves around the person's face, and I don't think you'd wear it that much up over your head most of the time. But the problem that the girl at SoCal Satisfaction ran into was that it didn't lay nicely whenever she had it down pooling around her neck. So that is my update on this pattern, and one more thing down for 2019, but this wasn't on my Make 9. This is just something I put in there. Everybody have a great day and happy sewing.